Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live, and once again it's Monday, 3:30, and we're going to talk insurance talk with Priest Insurance. Got it right that time.
Did.
We've got Charlie with us today.
Charlie the Wonder Dog.
He's guarding. We were talking when we were getting set up, and I said, Dan, what are we going to talk about? And you said liability insurance.
Yep.
What do you mean by liability?
Protection for you as a property owner or you as a driver for your assets in the event something happens and you're found negligent in your actions.
So if I run over a golf cart, that's liability insurance.
Yes. Today we're going to focus a little bit on property insurance and coverage for that and making sure that you're covered in the right way for the exposure that you have.
So if someone comes to visit and they trip over something and they break their ankle, or they miss that last step like my wife did and break all 3 bones in her ankle and has to have surgery, that's liability?
That's liability. And so liability comes in different forms. So, and you have to have the right type of liability. It's not just that you have liability insurance or an umbrella, but it has to be correlated with the right exposure. For example, if you have a primary home, liability insurance comes with that.
Right.
And that is designed to follow you around with the risk of a primary homeowner that you're there exercising control on your property, not doing something crazy. A second type of exposure is for like a second home. Like many people may live in Houston or somewhere else and they just simply have a second home at the beach.
Is it typically less when it's a second home because you're not there all the time?
Yes, that exposure is not the same exposure as a long-term rental or as a vacation rental or as your primary home. And there's different ways to accomplish that. You can gain liability coverage from your individual policy that you have on your second home. You can also extend it from your primary home from an additional premises. Yes. And then there's liability for a rental property. And is it a long-term rental property or is it a vacation rental property? A vacation rental property, remember we were talking about that homeowner's policy is written with care, custody, and control.
No.
Charlie, come over here. Sorry. It's written with care, custody, and control, and that's a different set of risk than if you have a vacation rental, and unfortunately, people show up on Friday night, they've oftentimes got a case of beer with the full intent for it to be gone by the next morning.
Right.
So that's a different exposure and has to be written on a different form, otherwise you may find yourself without coverage.
Okay. And now's the time, we're actually in summer, and so now's the time to make sure you're covered good. Dan, if people want to get hold of you, and we talk about this every show, and I can't preach it enough about knowing exactly what you have.
Yeah, and for this particular exposure liability, it's very important for us to communicate to either to us or to whoever you're doing business with to talk about your different exposures, because what if you put this house in an LLC? That's not going to work. Make sure you're talking to us about what you're doing, where you are, because we might be able to group all that together for virtually no cost for you.
And save you some money.
Yeah, without doing a lot of work for you on your part.
If people want to get hold of you, how can they get hold of you or the girls?
Call us at 409-755-7600 or reach out to priestinsuranceenagency.com.
Or girls and guys now. You've got a guy there now too. So, and I want to thank you from me and Chris for the zucchini. Dan brought me some tomatoes, which I shouldn't have had, but I had them, and they were, what kind of tomatoes were they?
They were cherry, Sweet 100s.
Sweet 100 cherry tomatoes, and I put them in the refrigerator behind my desk, and I'd turn around and just get 3 or 4 at a time.
Like candy.
Oh my gosh, it was better than candy, healthier than candy. And then he brought us some zucchini that were probably about, and I cut them at an angle about a 1/2 inch thick. We seasoned them and I put them on the grill, and oh my gosh, it was like a steak almost.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thanks a lot. Remember, we do these shows every Monday at 3:30 here on Bolivar Live. You can also catch it on Bolivar Live TV and BolivarLiveTV.com. And so now there's no need for social media if you want to stay connected to the Upper Texas Coast Bolivar Peninsula. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live with Dan Priest from Priest Insurance Agency. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. Oh, and Charlie, Come see us. God bless and bye-bye. Priest Insurance Agency has been located in the heart of Lumberton, Texas since 2001, providing a consultative approach and educating customers on how their insurance works for them throughout the coastal region of Texas. Priest Insurance specializes in the coastal region of Texas, covering home, auto, business, and recreational insurance. With ties to the coastal communities, Dan Priest has had the sand between his toes since 1972 with a home on Bolivar Peninsula in Galveston County. He survived a storm named Ike, but lost his home. With insurance coverage, his family was able to rebuild following the 2008 storm and continues to make memories beachfront. Priest Insurance specializes in the coastal communities, family dwellings, investment property, and business insurance. They've been there. Whether you're looking for or have a family retreat along the Texas coast, investment property, or a business, Priest Insurance would be honored to work with you and your family to make sure you're covered anytime trouble arises. For more information on Priest Insurance and their contact information, please visit their website at www.priestinsuranceagency.com, or their office is open for phone calls with questions and consultation Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. by calling 409-755-7600. Priest Insurance Agency, working and educating customers, making sure they understand and have the coverage they deserve.